Hello Slapafish community, welcome back to another Tennis Concepts video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to play light tanks on Prokhorovka. So, this is also an encounter match, so this will actually work more as a benefit than a standard battle match. Because on a standard battle match, it is much easier to play a light tank because everybody's out in the field and stuff like that. But this time, it is encounter, so it's really good to show you how to play it also encounter. So, I'm going to be showing you it in the Manticore, the tier 10 light tank, and this tank recently just got a nerf. Not in the camo, just in the gun statistics. Anyway, so your first step is, well, the very first step in a tier 10 light tank, in a light tank on Prokhorovka, is stay alive. Then you also have to make sure the enemy stay alive. That is the very key of winning on Prokhorovka in your light tanks. Stay alive, get in a bush, and play passive. In Prokhorovka, on playing light tanks, you have to be passive. You have to be not aggressive. You have to remain passive. Self-control. You must have self-control. You do not. So, in these bushes that I'm sitting right up here, if I fire, I get spotted. Now, I may actually fire right here because actually I'm going to be watching for these light tanks. If these light tanks go out of view of my can't spot me anymore while I'm in this bush, and I know there's nothing closer to me, I may actually fire on that scorpion. But really, right now, I really just want to hold my shot and just spot the people coming off the 1-2 line and part of the middle line. Now, Prokhorovka is really easily to win if your light tank stays alive. Also, when you're in a light tank on Prokhorovka, don't be aggressive. Don't be aggressive and push up a lot when there's the enemy light tanks, especially if they're in the middle of the map. They're playing like over here, or you have no idea where they are, because it is very easily on Prokhorovka to get spotted, to be detected, then get spotted and instantly die from full health. Yes, so you got to play passive at the very beginning and just let the spotting assist roll in. Sometimes you're going to have really great games. Sometimes it's going to be really slow games, like this one's going to be. This is a full, I believe this is a full 15-minute match, or it gets really close to a 15-minute match, but you just got to be passive. The light tanks on the enemy team, if you can secure kills on the enemy light tanks, do it. And I'm going to fire there because the light tanks went behind the hill so they can't spot me. I know nothing can spot me. So I fire on the scorpion. I know that scorpion can't fire me. He's too far away. And I also wait for the scorpion to get behind a bush until I can fire. Now I kill the scorpion, and I notice that the light tanks are not really spawning up. So I'm going to be going up a little bit, and I see the root and immediately reverse behind a bush. And I'm going to wait. I was actually probably thinking about firing right there on the root, but I realized it was too close. I waited behind. If I was going to fire, I wanted to wait for that root to get behind the bush, so the bush actually helps me out. It keeps me hidden. Now, I pushed up a little bit. It's not too much. Also, notice our EBR-90, and our other light tank is all the way in K4. Our EBR-90 is dead. The Manticore right there. Now, yes, I'm going to be requesting fire on the Manticore, because as soon as those 2 light tanks are dead, that means I can easily push up, outspot everybody in the field. As soon as those light tanks go down, or they stop spotting on this side of the map, that's a clear victory for my team to win. And I also tell the Slapafish, and I chance the shot for the Manticore. If I could have killed the Manticore, that would have been really helpful, because all 3 of their light tanks are still up, and their Manticore is one of the most dangerous on the enemy team, because it can hide really, really well And it may actually have last stand on. If it had last stand on, it might have low enough hit points to disable it, to kick last stand on, which would improve a lot about the tank. Concealment, view range, accuracy, reload, whole bunch of stuff about the tank. And it is below the 140, so I am tanking these chancing shots. I'm being a little bit more active, as long as I don't like pop over and get myself shot, because keeping myself alive, it doesn't matter how many hit points you have, you need to keep your light tank alive. That is the most important thing. As soon as you die and your team loses their light tank, then that's game over. That's GG. That's it. In a light tank, you have to be very passive. Self-control on Prokhorovka, especially when the enemy light tanks are still in play. Right now, I'm trying to seeing if I can get the shot on the Manticore. I don't have the gun depression to go play an F1. Also, I may get spotted up. And I am kind of spotting. You see, I'm trying to risk it. I'm going to risk my hit points and get the kill on the Manticore, which is very useful. And I almost get away with it, but I take 1,208 damage in return. Ouch. Now, it would have been really nice for that Ruthless to hit me under 1,400, because I do have last stand. I think, yeah, I have a last stand on this tank. And my concealment and view range would have went tremendously up, and it would have put me at a tremendous advantage over their light tank. Now, I think their only remaining light tank is the Root. I do fire here. I actually do fire, which is very interesting that I do fire. Now, I shouldn't have fired. That was my little self-control I didn't have right there. I did track the Root, which is also very beneficial, but nobody shot him. But yeah, that was a very risky play for me to shoot that Root. Now I'm going to go into another bush and see if I can get up here, and maybe I can start putting some shots in some of these tanks because I'm so far away. My main thing that every time I'm taking a shot, I'm making sure nothing can spot me. Things that everything that is spotted is behind a bush, or the light tank is very far away. Notice how I waited for that light tank to get pretty far away until I fired. That's the important thing, because I didn't want to get spotted, because I'm down to 192 hit points. And I'm waiting for my reload. The Root has went to the other side of the map, and now I can just farm on this Ruthless. I'm using my concealment and spotting, because I know right now, first of all, I really want to get revenge on the Ruthless, because it's the one that shot me, and I believe the Ruthless is one of the... There's two tanks I really want to take down. The Ruthless and the Root. The Ruthless, because it was on the 2 line, it would be very hard for me to push down the 1 line without getting spotted. Oh, there's a Type 5, which I fire on the Type 5 because I know a Type 5 is not going to spot me. But yeah, you really got to have self-control. Play it passively. The main thing is just keeping yourself alive. And another thing is, you want to play on the 1 and 2 line. The 1 and 2 line is the most important line, because as soon as the team, whichever team wins the 1 and 2 line, the game is over. I actually hit the Type 5's gun while aiming at the Root. Anyway, so the goal for me right now, the goal for the beginning of this match was to push as far down on the 1 and 2 line as I possibly could without getting myself spotted and killed. I am waiting here a little bit. I may be waiting for my rations to come back up. I can't shoot the 30B. There's the Root. I'm trying to put some good shots into the Root, because I believe the Root is the reason I am not pushing up. Because as soon as the Root goes down, I have full run of the 1 and 2 line. As soon as the Root goes down, the entire enemy team will crumble, because I'll be able to push down the 1 and 2 line. Yes, I have a tank destroyer behind me and I have the artillery, but at least I still have some firepower behind me. Our team is dying a little bit, but it'll be fine. We have a TD in the middle. Somebody's getting mad and clicking me, but I have to be patient, self-control. Also, the 50B actually may have good view range, and it does, because I get spotted, even though I wasn't spotting the 50B. It might have been like a break in the bush that my view mechanics just didn't see, and the 50B actually comes after me, and I come up behind this bush to shoot down a 50. And the root is actually on the 8 and 9 line. 7, 8, and 9 line. And I may actually realize this. And I do realize this, and I go to shoot the root. Now, this is the indicator for me to push down the 1-2 line. It's because the light tank fell. Now I have the play of the 1 and 2 line. I have full control of the 1 and 2 line because the light tanks fell. There's nothing else that has the speed or the concealment or the view range to contest me and the 1 and 2 line. There may be no tanks over here, or there may be some, but I've been waiting for that light tank to die. As soon as it did, now I have the full play of the 1 and 2 line, and this match is now a good game. There is no way the enemy team can bring it back, because I am now sitting over here in this bush and spotting. I'm spotting and firing, because I can use bush mechanics. I pull in the bush to spot, I pull back to fire, because the bush is transparent. If the bush is transparent, then the bush mechanics won't work if you fire. So you gotta pull back so the transparent of the bush is not there anymore. So you can't see through the bush. So yeah, like I said, the artillery's down, the Type 5's over there. This game is pretty much it. Like I said, keeping your tank alive allows you to just light tank alive on Prokhorovka, and being able to push down the 1 and 2 line is the key to winning on Prokhorovka. It's very simple to win on Prokhorovka and a light tank. And I really love, this is my favorite map to get on with a light tank, because I just know how to work my light tanks on Prokhorovka. Now, I'm going to aim for this VK. I'm actually loading premium. And I pulled up here in case I got spotted, so I'm going to just quickly run down this hill. Now, it is very important I still stay alive, and I'm going to, since we won the 1 through 8 line, the 1 through 6 line, I can now run this train line to spot the other line without worrying about getting shot. And now I'm getting spot assists. It is very easy. As soon as you win the 1 and 2 line in a light tank, you win the 1 through 6 line very quickly. Then what's left over here, the 7, 8, 9, 0 line, just falls very quickly, because the light tank could just run right down that train on the opposite side and spot everything over here. And there's a lot of bushes on this side also, so yeah. Actually, I could aim at the turret right here and probably get the kill. I'm probably gonna do it. Too late. But hey, I've spotted 4,298 damage, dealt 4,634 damage, and yeah, actually pushing it over 5,000. So that's the Manticore, and that's the easy victory I had on Prokhorovka. And I hope y'all learned something about how to play Prokhorovka with your light tanks, how to play light tanks in Prokhorovka, or any map for that instance, because you can use this for any map. Anyway, that's it for this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, remember Slapafish, because we're not in. Peace out. See ya.